Hello, guys and gals. BlizzCon is going on, and they just finished their opening ceremony, and I wanted to take a look and see what they gave us from Diablo 4, in Diablo 2 also. But I went ahead and found the bit where they started to talk about Diablo, and let's dive in. I already know a little bit of it. It's been spoiled for me a little bit, but I haven't seen the entire thing, so let's take a look.
Please welcome the General Manager of Diablo, Rod Ferguson.
How's everybody doing? Having fun? This feels amazing. So glad you're here. And I'm so happy the people at home are here as well. You know, watching that was such a great reminder of what a fantastic community we have and what an exciting year it's been. Now, you might have missed it, but in there was a clip of a blind gamer, Tylenif, defeating our hardest boss, Uber Lilith. Now, we strive to make Diablo as approachable and as accessible as possible, and watching clips like that make me and the team extremely proud. And of course, I love the tattoos. I still can't believe over 1,000 people got permanent Diablo tattoos at our Hell's Inc. events, including me. And so, Necro Main for life. So, we talk a lot about the last BlizzCon 4 years ago, and back then, the Diablo community was hungry for even more experiences in that dark, gothic place caught between the high heavens and the burning hells, a little place we call Sanctuary. And in that time, I've been very fortunate to work with some of the best developers in the industry, people who love Diablo as much as the rest of us. And it was their passion and dedication to this universe that released a great new Diablo game every year for the last 3 years. Diablo 2 Resurrected brought the return of the classic that helped define the genre. Remastered. I love Diablo 2. So it was remastered for a new generation now for PC and console. And Diablo Immortal brought Sanctuary to mobile for the first time, bringing millions of new players into our universe. In fact, you might not know this, but 60% of Diablo Immortal players have never played a Diablo game before. So we really welcome them to our universe. And then, of course, there's Diablo 4. Now, it was that kind of excitement that made it the biggest launch in Blizzard's history. And it means so much to the team to see how you've embraced it. We've played over 1.5 billion hours together so far, and it's your love for the game that drives us. Thanks to you, we've made a lot of changes over the last 5 months. In fact, our patch notes for Season of Blood, our second season, were over 14,000 words long, because that is how much our community has influenced and will continue to influence the evolution of Sanctuary. And if you haven't yet made that leap into the darkest Diablo story ever told, now is the perfect time to pick your class, build your character, join Phil Spencer, and see what the hell it's all about. And with that, I'd like to introduce Diablo 4's 2 production directors. They help lead the teams who are building everything we do today and everything moving forward. Please welcome Tiffany Watt and Chris Wilson.
Thanks, Rod. Hey, BlizzCon. The last time I was on stage, I was helping to announce Diablo 4. To be here today with all of you is so awesome.
The launch was incredible. We're really excited to be here today to share what's coming next. But first, let's highlight some of the player feedback that's in Season of Blood today. So many of you have told us that you wanted more in-game activities. So we've given you a couple this season, one now and another coming early next month. So live now is our new boss ladder. This is a series of additional boss fights from level 55 to 100 that will also see the return of our kind of gross but farmable and rewarding friend Duriel, who you can go after for Uber Uniques that everybody's been sieging for. And with those new bosses dropping both uniques and uber uniques at a much higher rate, and even dropping some special cosmetics, you're going to want to make your way to level 100 so you can fight them all. So in the Season of Blood, we've rebalanced the end game, letting you get to level 100 about 40% faster than in Season 1.
I know I've been taking advantage of that experience boost, and I have 2 characters in Season 2 already. Of course, all that leveling is about getting that amazing loot. So we've also changed how item power works. We've raised the power cap, and it's now more closely tied to the level of monster you defeat to get it. The more challenging the fight, the better the loot. There's still lots of work to be done with reworking itemization. In fact, it's one of our highest priorities. But this, along with upgrades to some of our unique items, is a great first step. So please keep that feedback coming. Now let's talk about quality of life. Here's a few improvements that came directly from you. All of your renown rewards now carry over season to season and from the Eternal Realm. Additional character slots. We added 2 this season, so you can create even more characters and try different builds. A targeting dummy has been added to Kiovashad as you can test those builds before you run into the butcher. Searching and filtering your stash is now possible, and your stash is now available in every town in Sanctuary. World bosses appear almost twice as often, so you can die almost twice as often. And we've also freed up some inventory space by making gems a crafting material to make even more room for those uber uniques. Those are just a few of the new additions already in the game, but we're not done with Season of Blood yet.
In fact, starting next week, we'll introduce 5 unique class-specific rings that will let you relive some of the fun from Season of the Malignant. That's right, Necromancers. Once again, corpses will automatically do your bidding just by being in your presence.
Malignant rings, huh? That sounds kind of cool.
Then on December 5th, we'll also be adding an enchanting preview to the Occultist. So this will allow you to see which affixes are possible before you spend your hard-earned gold.
Very nice.
It's just another way to give you even more control over making just the right build for the challenge at hand. Also on December 5th, as promised, we'll have another exciting new in-game activity, a 6-week event called Abattoir of Zir. It's a highly replayable pinnacle experience designed for players who have reached level 100, slain Uber Duriel, and mastered all of the other challenges that Season of Blood has to offer. Those who survive will attain a Paragon glyph constructed of the Vampire Lord's very own blood. But beware, Abattoir of Zir starts difficult and only gets harder. And of course, as we near the end of Season of Blood, it'll be holiday time, not only here, but in Sanctuary as well. Our first ever holiday event, Midwinter Blight, starts on December 12th. For 3 weeks, we're going to transform the Fractured Peaks into a winter terror land, and it'll bring a whole new meaning to the word sleigh ride. Yeah. And be sure to keep your eyes peeled for a mysterious red-cloaked terror.
Nothing is as terrifying as Chris's puns, but I will be sure to check out Midwinter Blight. From there, we are on to Season 3. We can't go into too much detail now, but with the endgame being so important, let's talk about leaderboards. We're creating a whole new type of weekly challenge dungeon called the Gauntlet, where the heroes of Sanctuary can compete for their class ranking against their friends, their clan, or anyone in the world. Watch out, Mike Ibarra, I am coming for you. At the end of each week, the heroes with the highest rank will be added to the Seasonal Hall of Ancients, where their name and build will live on. So, that's a quick look at where we are today. And while the live game is our #1 priority right now, we have a separate Diablo 4 team that's been working hard on our next chapter. So how about a little teaser? It's super early, but as we look to expand on the story we started in Diablo 4, we're going to take you somewhere even darker, where hatred's influence continues to consume Sanctuary.
We have each played a part in what has happened here. You abdicated your choice to this child. And with every step she takes, I grow stronger. There will be no salvation in the light.
Vessel of hatred.
Got the green logo.
Vessel of Hatred is Diablo 4's first expansion. Its campaign will continue the dark tale that began in Diablo 4 as we learn the fate of the primeval Mephisto and his demonic plans for Sanctuary. To do that, we'll be visiting a region new to Diablo 4 and a fan favorite from Diablo 2. The lush jungles known to outsiders as Torajan, but known by the locals as Nahantu. With this new story set in a mysterious new region, comes new ways to play, new evils to vanquish, and, of course, a completely new class never seen before in the Diablo universe.
Nice.
Vessel of Hatred releases late next year, and we cannot wait to share more about it this summer.
Now, before we leave, we want you to know that it's your passion that drives us. Your feedback will continue to help us evolve and improve the Diablo 4 experience for years to come. We couldn't be more excited about our future, and we hope that you are too. Our team has put in a lot of hard work, and we love seeing your love for this game. So please join us tomorrow. We have a special Diablo 4 campfire panel where we'll be sharing more details about the expansion, deeper dive on some of the upcoming game changes, and we'll also have a special Q&A session to close it out. So enjoy the rest of the show. Thank you, and we'll see you in Sanctuary.
I think that's it. I think that's it for the Diablo 4 stuff, which I think they're moving on to World of Warcraft at this point. Yeah, Warcraft. I mean, it's pretty cool. It's not bad at all. I mean, we got a teaser for the upcoming expansion, obviously. Vessel of Hatred looks kind of interesting, but that's not coming until, like, next year, pretty much, around the same time. The Gauntlet with leaderboards sounds kind of neat, although it also sounds like Rifts. That's what it kind of sounds like to me, but, I mean, at least there's leaderboards. There haven't been leaderboards for a long time. The entire zone being changed for the seasonal event, the Midwinter Blight, sounds pretty cool. Probably some cool, you know, like, special cosmetics you can get from that, I would assume. And then the Abattoir of Zir seasonal event seems pretty cool. It says it gets harder as you go, so the higher the tiers you go, the more difficult it becomes. That's pretty cool. They confirmed a new class, but they didn't tell us what it was. Maybe they'll tell us during the campfire. We already have the leak, something about Spiritborn. We don't know if the Spiritborn is actually the class. It could be made up or it could be true. We don't know. We'll see. They kind of went over some of the stuff that they had already done, which I can understand why they're doing that, because there's been a lot of negative press from Season 1, so they wanted to kind of, like, backtrack on the negative press. I don't know, it looks like they're going in the right direction. I'd really want to see this campfire and the more details, but, I mean, we've got seasonal events, we've got... you know, leaderboards coming in Season 3. We've got the new expansion announced. We've got a new class, you know, guaranteed that we're going to be getting a new class. We know who the protagonist is of the next zone, which is Mephisto. We know we're going back to Kurost and Travancore and whatnot eventually. We don't know what Season 3 is going to be. They also told us about the Malignant rings. The Malignant rings were kind of cool, too. I guess we'll have to see what powers they're bringing back. I really hope they're not bringing back the Barber Gem. Out of all the Malignant powers, I think that one needs to stay dead. But there were definitely some of the Malignant powers were interesting, like the automatic corpse explosions and things like that. And that's why that was one of the things that they said. They said the Necromancer auto corpse use thing was indeed coming back. So that's interesting. That's pretty cool. I'll see you guys tomorrow for this one. We'll do a special stream just for the campfire tomorrow when it starts. It's going to be at like I think it's 5:30 p.m. tomorrow is what it's scheduled for. It's 2:30 p.m. PDT. So what is that? 2:30 p.m. PDT to EST. So yeah, about 5:30 tomorrow. We'll go over that together. We'll have some fun. Watching the campfire chat and seeing what they have to say. I'm assuming we'll get more information about Season 3 coming up, or new events, things like that. Probably not so much on the information of the new expansion, which is over, like, literally almost a year or more away at this point. Because they said late 2024, which would make me assume, you know, like, really, really, really late in the year. So probably sometime like October, November, of 2024, which is literally a whole year away from where we are right now. It's kind of weird that they announced it so early, but I guess that's okay. All right, I'm going to take the risk at ending this video. Sometimes when I end the recordings, the stream just suddenly dies for some reason. So if the stream dies, I will re-up the stream and I'll be back. As always, thanks for watching, and keep watching.